By doubting other astrologists' popular theories, Copernicus's understanding of the solar system and heliocentrism was clarified. Therefore, while faith was still a factor, seeing that he had faith in his unpopular but revolutionary theory, doubt of geocentrism had the greatest influence on Copernicus's understandings of the astronomical model of our solar system. Thus, in many situations, faith is often accompanied by other areas of knowing as well as other ways of knowing in seeking understanding or truths.
Overall, it seems that to some extent, faith can have an impact on one's understanding of the natural sciences, as well as on one's understanding of other areas of knowledge. Referring back to our original example, Wakefield had faith that the reports showing a correlation between the MMR vaccine and autism were absolute truth. However, because the natural sciences are not absolute, this thinking led to a misunderstanding of the natural sciences. This, in turn, demonstrates how faith can affect understanding. However, in some cases, faith doesn't affect understanding, as demonstrated by the study about the correlation between the thickness of gray matter in the brain and intelligence as mentioned before. Again, this in turn leads us to the conclusion that faith impacts one's understanding only to some extent. Moreover, we've also come to the conclusion that faith affects understanding more predominantly when emotion is used as a way of knowing. When something is based on emotion, it is more unique to that individual. This allows for differing views on subjects that cannot be disproven, because they're based on personal and emotional evidence that again is unique to that person and that person only. When emotion is not used as a way of knowing, this leaves room for reason and logic, rather than faith, to shape one's understanding of something. In this way, we conclude that reason affects understanding more predominantly when searching for absolute truths, because reason and absolute truths are based on logic, unlike faith that is based on emotion. Moreover, if we apply this to all situations, we can see that faith doesn't just affect one's understanding in the natural sciences, it affects one's understanding in all areas of knowledge as well.
However, the idea of faith having an influence on our understanding can be applied to other areas of knowledge, not only natural sciences. Understanding of history, for instance, can be affected by faith. In Oklahoma, there was a debate on what parts of history should be taught in school as part of the AP-US history curriculum, because politicians were wondering if the current AP-US course is too cynical. The school board and state legislature wanted students to only study the positive parts of US history and smudge out the ugly parts. In other words, they wanted to exclude all the negative parts of American history and put an emphasis on the positive in order to promote American citizenship. Not only does teaching only certain parts of history seem a little unethical, as it has the potential to disrespect famous historical figures and events, it can also have a great impact on the students. These AP students have faith in their teachers to teach them about their own nation's past, including the good, the bad, and the ugly. Restricting the teachers from explaining the whole truth about certain events in history would definitely hinder their understanding of American history, in that they would only ever learn one side of the story. After all, the AP course is built to induce critical thinking skills, which proves to be an extremely difficult task without knowledge of the controversies in America's past. As a result, the students' automatic faith in their teachers to reveal the truth about their country's past may constrain their historical education and understanding towards only the good part of American history, unknowingly preventing the students from learning the whole truth.
Another area of knowledge in which faith affects understanding is art. In this case, one's faith is referring to their previous beliefs that they have about the society in which they live, based on their previous experiences.
Created using Powtoon.